Notes here, so I follow what the notes I gave you are. So prop-wise, yoga mat, foam block, yoga strap. So starting in a seated position that feels most comfortable to you. You can sit on your heels, you can sit on a block, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit with the soles of the feet together. This is where I'm going to choose. So find a seated position, resting with your hands either palms down or palms up. Roll the shoulders back and down, sitting nice and tall. Draw the belly gently in. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, close the eyes. Setting your intention for your practice. Something you would like to foster and cultivate into your day, starting with your practice. Once you have that in mind, take a deep inhale. Exhale, visualize that one thing being a part of your practice and every breath and every move and every thought that you can connect to. And blink open the eyes. So I'm going to give you 2 different breathing exercises, and I'm not going to go through them from beginning to end because I'm going to break them down for you. So if you're doing a morning practice anytime between noon, then I'm going to have you do breath of fire breath as your opening breath work. If you're doing afternoon, so from like 1 o'clock until the evening, then you would do alternate breathing as your first breath work. So depending on what time of day dictates which breathing exercise you should do. So starting with breath of fire, this would be your morning practice. You'll cover one nostril, sitting nice and tall. Inhale gently through the open nostril. Hold the breath in as you switch sides. Exhale out that opposite side. Inhale gently through that opposite side. Hold the breath in as you exhale out the side. You'll do that 3 times back and forth. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Remove the hands and exhale out both nostrils with 3 regular breaths. That's your alternate breathing, I just realized. That's your evening breath. I'm a little off today. So going back to your morning breath, which is breath of fire. So morning breath, place the hands at the belly, and you want the belly to be able to press out and draw in, press out and draw in. And just like the Tony Robbins priming exercise, it's drawing the belly in as you exhale. You're using your nose to exhale, and the focus is on the exhale. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale, and we're going to start to do sharp staccato exhales up to 12 to 15, as many as you can do. So inhale. Okay, I'm going to show that from the side so you can see what's happening here if you've never done this one before. As I inhale, I fill the belly. On each exhale, I'm drawing the belly in. Inhale. Three rounds of breath of fire. All right? So those are your breathing exercises. Remember, morning is breath of fire, evening is alternate breathing. From there, we'll go straight into cat-cow and our variations for cat-cow. Placing the wrists underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers and thumb equal distance, knees underneath the hips, peek through your knees and hide your feet. Find a nice neutral spine, sending the shoulder blades down and drawing the belly up without rounding the spine yet. Inhale, draw the chest and gaze forward, and exhale, round. You'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow. Third one. Back to a neutral spine into bird dog movement. So in bird dog, you're going to take an inhale in your neutral spine. On your exhale, reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. You want to be as high as your hip and as high as your shoulder without dipping the shoulder. So the shoulders stay level, the hips stay level as much as possible. The belly doesn't relax, the belly draws in. And on my exhale, I'm going to draw everything in, elbow towards knee, and I can round my spine a bit. Inhale, draw the belly, reach, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Feel free to do anywhere from 5 to 8 of these. Switching sides. Inhale, exhale. Really paying attention to keeping the shoulders and the hip level in this bird dog position, not necessarily in the knee to elbow position. Keeping that belly nice and drawn in and breathing. Anywhere from 5 to 8 times. Back to cat-cow. Inhale, chest and gaze forward, and exhale, round. 3 times. Inhale, chest and gaze forward, exhale, round. On your 3rd time, inhale, chest and gaze forward, tuck the toes under. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to keep the knees bent. Just enough that I can press my belly to my thighs. So I want you to just pause for a second and see what I mean by that. So typically people do down dog, and if you're tight in the hamstrings, your back is rounded a little bit, and you're not getting your heels flat on the ground, okay? The heels don't have to be flat on the ground, but you don't want to be lifting up. You want to be reaching the heels to the ground as much as possible. Now, what we're going to do is modify that by drawing the knees towards the nose just a little bit. Notice I didn't change my body position. I just bent the knees a bit. And then I can press my belly to my thighs, and you notice that my spine is much rounder now. And then I draw the belly in. All right. From there, come back to knees. Cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale. Keep the knees bent as you press long into your modified downward dog. It's less about lengthening the hamstrings right now. It's more about cat-cow again. Inhale forward. Exhale round. It's more about lengthening the spine. The spine is more important than the hamstrings right now. Good. Then hold your 3rd one after you do that 3 times, and you're just going to walk the dog. So send the right heel down. You can bend the left knee a little bit more. Try to really touch that right heel. In fact, you can kind of lean into it, kind of play a little stretch there. Same thing on the other side. Now, I pulled my left calf muscle this morning, so my left heel is not going to touch the ground because it's pulled. But yours should, perhaps, or be a little closer than mine. Each time, 3 times. Notice I'm holding and breathing into it, not rushing through it. As you finish your 3rd one, come into child's pose. You may choose to rest the forehead on the ground. Maybe you rest your forehead on a fist or 2, whatever feels most comfortable, but just let go in this pose. Let this be a relaxing pose for you. Take 1 more breath in your child's pose. And exhale it out. All right, so we're going to come on to forearms. You're going to use your block. You're going to place the thumb and the fingers around the block and notice that it's at the flat level at the front of the mat. So I'm using it as a marker. Then my hands are going to go flat next to it. My elbows are going to line up with my wrists. So I'm going to tuck my toes under. Take an inhale. And as I exhale, I press up into dolphin pose. Now, you can choose how close you want your feet to be or how far away, but here's where you're going to go. I went a little further away because I'm going to come into a plank position. Notice my gaze came forward. My belly is scooping up huge. I'm actually shaking. I don't know if you can see that. My shoulders are slightly in front of my elbows. Then I press back on my exhale. My head may or may not touch the ground. It's about sending the belly towards the thighs here and really opening the shoulders. Inhale, forward. Draw that belly up. Exhale. So the slower you move through this, the longer that you hold each pose, the more intention you place into the movements, the more benefit you're going to get from it. After 3 of those, come back to child's pose and rest. That should be creating a little bit of heat. All right. Next, we're going to go into that dolphin again. So same setup with the hand at the block, elbows in line with the wrists, tuck the toes. But this time, I'm going to walk in as close as I can handle and draw my gaze straight down below me here. If that hurts the neck, just let the head hang. Stepping my left foot towards the center, reaching the right leg up. And switching, holding for about 1 breath. And then walk it back out and bring it to child's pose. So that shouldn't be extremely comfortable, going into that dolphin and lifting that leg. But your breath should be comfortable. So I want you to play with physical discomfort and breathing, finding your comfort through your breath, okay? Which is a great technique for any discomfort in life, right? All right. So now we're going to go into Cobra and Cobra to Vimanasana, which is for the low back and for the back in general. So coming to the stomach, setting up for a baby cobra. The hands are going to be, I like to set my wrist right at the bra strap line, hug the elbows in. The power of cobra is in the legs. So you'll see a lot of people use their arms and they'll lift up into upward facing dog, okay? I don't have a good upward facing dog or my hips would be on the ground, so I don't do upward facing dog. I do cobra, and I do a very baby cobra. I work on my back and my legs as my main point here, so that's what I prefer you to do as well. So press through the feet, the tops of the feet so much that the kneecaps lift off the ground. Let me show you what that looks like again. So I can push through my feet but not lift my kneecaps. I want to push through my kneecaps so much that it sends my knees up and my pelvis down. Then I'm going to hug my elbows in and send my shoulders back. And as I do that, I'm going to pull the mat towards me to send my heart forward. Cobra. 3 breaths. Now make sure the feet don't fly up here. Really stay rooted through the feet. Tailbones pressing forward and down. Belly's drawing up. Shoulders down. Heart forward. Turn the head to the right and rest. Press through the feet. Press the hips down. Hug the elbows in. Send the shoulders back. Heart forward. Breathing. Cobra. 3 breaths. Turn your head to the left and rest on your right cheek. Stepping it up a notch. Same setup. Set down through the feet. Send the elbows back and in. Now this time, drawing the belly up, I'm going to let my feet come off the ground a little bit. And when I do that, I'm able to open my legs as wide as the mat and come up a little bit higher. But here's the key. When I squeeze my thighs together, naturally my body's going to want to drop. Okay? I want to resist that. So I'm going to use my hands, my belly, and my upper core to squeeze the thighs and keep the heart lifted. It does drop a little bit. That's natural. But it shouldn't be this huge rock and roll. Okay? Okay. That was a little spoof for your husband, rock and roll. Turn your head to the right, rest, and Vimanasana from Cobra one more time. Set yourself up into Cobra first, then reach the legs as wide as the mat. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Try to keep that heart lifted. Inhale, open, exhale, squeeze 5 times. At your 5th one, press back. I know I only did 2, and rest. All right, so from there, we're going to go into Warrior 2 at the wall. This might be kind of funky as I stand up. I'll make sure you can still see me. Well, you can see my body at least. So the block, here's the wall, here's my shin bone. So when I go to the wall, I'm going to place my big right toe at the wall. As I start to bend my right knee, I wedge the block between my shin bone and the wall. Then I'm going to inch, and it might fall down, just reset it. I'm going to inch my left foot back as far as I possibly can. I'm going into a very wide Warrior 2, probably wider than you may have ever done if you've never done this before. Now, I want to really push my shin bone into the block. That's why I use a foam block and not a wood block. Push that shin bone into the wall. Make sure the back knee doesn't bend, which is typical for people. Think of sending that thigh to the wall behind you. Draw the belly up. The right hand is at the wall. The left hand is behind you. The chest is rotating, so there's a spinal twist through the upper chest, the thoracic spine, but then your head is rotating towards your front leg and front hand. So there's 2 twists. My chest is going to the left. My head is going to the right. 5 breaths here. Switching sides. The left big toe will go to the wall. Wedge the block between your shin bone and the wall. Keep that pressure there as you edge your right foot back as far as you can. Go really wide. And working on a yoga mat will give you the stickiness to do that. Make sure that back leg is not bent. Send that thigh back. Send the shin bone into the wall.